Love, light, and blessings. This is Shamanic Agwag Priestess here. My hair is a mess, guys. I apologize, but I'm having a bad hair day. I am making this video. It's kind of a video request from more than one source, but I was kind of inspired by somebody recently to make this video. And it is, what is it like to work on a psychic hotline? So for those that have been following my channel, they already know that I started off in a psychic hotline even before I made a YouTube channel. And I worked professionally on a full-time basis on a psychic hotline. It was the main source of my income. So that's pretty much has been my life in the last 6 years since I got into reading professionally and things like that. So um, now for almost, it'll be the second year, I have gone on my own and have my own business that's self-sustaining now. And in the first year that I had my business, I kind of still did part-time and things like that on the psychic hotline. But anyways, so I wanted to start off with that kind of introduction. So what is it like to work in a psychic hotline? So how did I get into working in a psychic hotline? So what happened was 6 years ago, there was like a tragic situation that happened with someone close to me. And there was a near-death experience, and I was going through some problems in my life. My mom used to use cartomancy to do readings. So I grew up in with psychic people. Um, so I grew up seeing people do predictions, giving time frames, using divination for giving spiritual cures, manifesting things and things of that nature. So that all to me was normal. Tarot was not, but cartomancy, reading water, reading elemental things, pure channeling, that stuff is pretty normal in my family. I grew up with that. So that was never weird to me. Um, and I dabbled in it here and there, met family members, friends, strangers, but not for monetary gains. Then I went into fundamental religion, left that behind, came back, and got back into cartomancy and things of that nature. I went to a reader with my mom. And she was pretty accurate. It freaked me out because it was the first time, and I remember I was 25 years old, so I'm 39 now. I'm gonna be 40, so it was a long time ago. I was going through some things in my marriage, and I went for a reading. Was in the lady's house. She was very good at what she did. It was a very good reading. My mom paid her. It was like a birthday present. And then first time I ever saw the Rider-Waite, and I was like, oh, I like those cards she has. Like they have pictures of things, but never thought anything of it. So then push forward, push forward. 6 years ago, I was going through other stuff and didn't have any readers around. Started kind of like typing psychic readers because like they had those commercials like call the psychic hotline. And I used to be like, yeah, okay. They can't predict nothing. Like, I was like, yeah, okay. Because you see charlatans too, right? So I went on this site. I'm not going to say what site it is because you're not allowed to advertise the site. And I don't want them. There's legal issues when you start working for sites that you can't advertise yourself outside the site. So that's why I'm not going to mention the site. Those who met me on the site, please do not put it on the comments below because then I have to delete your comment. Anyways, so I worked for a certain site, and in that particular site, you are live streaming, so you get to engage you can't see the people in your room, but you can engage with them. They type up things, whatever. So you get to talk to these people. Okay. Um, and so I saw this lady. I'm not gonna say what her name was, and I just intuitively felt she would give me a good reading. She was very accurate. She knew things that nobody would know about. And things of that nature. I let her do the reading, boom, 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 and the predictions that she made for me were accurate because I always believed in fortune telling. That's real to me. I've seen it my whole life. There are some people, I'm not saying everybody can do that, but there are people that can see into the future. So that's a real thing. So I let her do the reading and things of that nature and became a client of hers up, whenever I could afford it, every couple of weeks or whatever. I would do a reading, even if it was a quick session, because in a site you charge per minute, which is what I do too now and then. And I remember the reading said, "Why aren't you a reader?" And I had remembered about a year or two before that, I met a random lady at Subways when I was going to Carnival, and she just gave me a whole reading. Like, it was crazy. She told me I was going to be divorced from my husband, that I was going to do this for a living and help thousands and thousands of people. I looked at her like, yeah, I'm going to do psychic readings for a living. Okay, help thousands and thousands of people, you know. So when the lady was reading me and said, you have a natural gift for that, the lady, the Trinidadian lady that I had met about a year or two previously to that, came to my, like, because this lady didn't even know me. She was a random stranger that walked up to me and my best friend at the time and just started like foretelling things to me, like, I have a message from the spirits. And I'm like, what? Because at that time I was practicing but not really practicing, and I was like, no, I'm going to stay with my husband forever. So by the time I got to this reader, I was divorced and happily engaged with somebody else and things like that. So she did the reading, predictions came true, became a client of hers. Then she just kept telling me that when I read with her, because I was her client for like a year, and things like that. And I had a full time job and I was doing my best life. And things in my life started to get better because I was going through a lot of hard times with her, and I liked how she actually genuinely showed that she cared and things of that nature. And I love looking at Rider Waite, but the devil card scared me because she was a Rider Waite user too. She used one deck, and there was no. It was just fast, 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 do 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 do. The way that I've always seen my mom read and things of that nature. So I was like, cool. And then about a year into it, I decided, you know what? I'm going to apply to work on this site. So I did. This site tested me to see if I was psychic, if I was accurate. So they do psychic testing, and things like that. And the guy was like, yes, you're able to predict. Your predictions came true. And they gave me the job. And then I was like hired under like probationary. And I saw it's a very hard thing to do because unlike a lot of jobs, you don't get a set wage. You only get paid if you book clients. So if nobody books you, you could be there for 12 hours and make no money. Or if you're really good at what you do and people like you, then you can make good money. So I was very lucky in that when the first day that I logged in there, someone, because they start you at a really cheap rate just to get people to book you. And she loved the reading so much, when she came out of the private reading, she told all the people in the room, hey, she's really good. Because when you do the private reading, it's just one-on-one. Everybody else is not allowed in on the reading. And people just kept booking me because it was like 99 cents. So like, why not, right? So, and from the first day, I think by the second day, um I had gotten out of the probation, what they the only thing you're allowed to charge, they had gave me a raise, and so on and so forth. And I had a very consistent client base for like the 3 almost 4 years that I worked there. I had a very consistent client base, and I did really, really well. And I was very blessed. Why? Because I guess I grew up in seeing that. Fortune telling doesn't bother me. It's a gift that I have. People go to a psychic hotline. You have to be able to foretell the future. They're not interested in, like, I've seen some people do, which is nothing wrong. They're not interested in like counseling through the decks, or if you tell them I can't predict or I don't do that, you're not going to get booked on a psychic hotline because they want to know the future. And it's not because I'm trying to be mean or whatever. This is what people, they remember, they're paying for a service, so they want certain things of that service, and they're allowed to do that. They want you to predict the future. They want you to be able to connect to the past, present, and future, which I'm able to do. They want you to give them a time frame. This is going to happen on X amount of time. That's something that you have to do on a psychic hotline, and it's not just the one I worked in. It's many, because I've talked to other people. They want a time frame. They want you to connect to the past, present, and future. They want to know what's going to happen, and you have to be accurate. Your predictions don't come true, they're not going to come back to you. So you have to make sure you can foresee that. You have to make sure that you have that knowledge of being able to really read a situation, because if you give somebody bad advice and you mess up their situation, not only are they not going to come back to you, they're going to give you a bad review. because you do get reviewed on this. This is a word of mouth type of business. You also are competing with thousands upon thousands of other readers. So you got to make sure that you can compete with these people. You have readers that will go into your room and troll you and be mean to you. You have people, readers that will try to hex your life. Yes, they will try to hex your life, okay, because they're not all about love and light. You have people from many different paths and many different ethical standpoints. And if they see that you're taking their clients, they will try to do everything they can to mess you up. So make sure you have a very strong spiritual protection when you start your readings, when you end your readings. You know what I'm saying? Opening and closing. Have a very strong relationship to whatever it is that you're tuning into when you do your readings. Do you have that strong relationship with the spirits or spirit guides, or you believe whatever you're reading from, whoever's giving you this knowledge? You know, you have to make sure you have your protections up. I had to learn the hard way because I first got really, really sick. I had actual people that were throwing things at me. Like, that's a real thing. People can curse you, whether you want to believe in that or not. And I had to learn to open and close my space. Sometimes clients can be, negative, and you're exchanging an energy. So you have to make sure that you're opening and closing up that session so that doesn't trickle down to your family and you don't have stagnant energy stuck in your home. So you have to keep up with your spirituality. You also have to be able to spit out the answers. 1 2 3, 1 2 3. They're paying per minute. They don't have time for you to do, and nothing against anybody, but like, you can't be doing a fancy spread. Oh, I'm doing the cross, and no, no, no. What's the answer? Yes, is Billy gonna call me? When? How? Da 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 da. What's the details? What is he gonna say? They're gonna spit it out. You gotta be able to be like, this, that, this, that, this, that, boom, 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 boom. What else you wanna know? Da 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 da. You gotta be fast. Boom, boom, boom. You too slow, they're not gonna book you. You have to be non-judgmental. It doesn't matter what this person is doing in their life. Your loyalty is to your client. You have no right to judge of what they're doing, their lifestyle, or if they're reading about a person, the nature of their relationship. That's not our place. We have to come from a place of non-judgment so that we could be open to whatever the messages that the spirits have for us, so that you could help that person. You know what I'm saying? So you have to do that too. It's not just about making money and stuff like that. It's about, do you genuinely want to help people? You have to have a lot of patience. You have to have very strong, thick skin, because people are going to come to you sometimes crying in a reading. You're reading on life and death situations. You're reading on health situations. You're reading on legal issues. You're reading on love. You're reading on so many life changing things, because the people that come to you a lot of times are coming to you in their most desperate moment. And are you going to be that ethical reader, or are you going to take advantage of that? Do you actually know the answers? Do you actually are good at what you do to provide this guidance for these people? You know what I mean? So it's a very ethical and very time consuming and very passion driven business. Those are the readers that I see succeed, the ones that do it from the heart, the ones that have that relationship. So when I came into this, I had one deck. I didn't mix and that, because I learned early on, you have to have that relationship with that deck. You know what I'm saying? That when you're reading, this deck back. You could do chakra readings with one tool, like, because you don't have time to pull an oracle card. Okay, I'm gonna do. You can't do that. You have to have a good relationship with one deck and spit it out. And even those that read with me on my site, that's my style of reading. They're like, damn, in 20 minutes you cover a lot, because I got my training on a psychic hotline when it came to professional readings. And I'm thankful for that, even though, because they taught me how to be fast, and they taught me to come from a place of non-judgment. It is not our jobs to judge the situations of our clients. Our job is to help them manifest whatever it is that they want, to show them what's the future outcome, give them the power to change that, or accept some things that we cannot change. That is our thing. You're not going to always get, most readings are about love and career. It's not going to be about like high vibrational things. That is the difference between working on a psychic hotline. And I noticed on YouTube, which is nothing wrong with that, there's more counseling. That isn't really something that's going to resonate on a psychic hotline, guys. So you have to give the client what they pay for. So much. Oh, and one more thing. Not only do you have to be predictive, you also have to be okay with channeling the thoughts of others. I channel the thoughts of others. That doesn't matter to me, because when somebody books me, my loyalty is to my client. So I have no problems with that. I am okay with my morals. When it comes to that or spell work or anything else that I do, not everybody that I've seen on YouTube is comfortable with that. So I kind of wanted to do a non-biased, non-censored, honest answer to what it's really like to work on a psychic collar, what they don't tell you. I want it to be true. So when you want to get into this, which I feel like it's wonderful to get into it, you're not going to have a personal life sometimes, because you're going to have clients contacting you outside of work hours because they're going through things, and can you come on now because I need this and that. Even now sometimes I have to do an emergency reading for somebody. It happens, and okay kids, eat dinner, I'm going, give me like 30 minutes, somebody's going through something, and I do, if I can do that, I do that. So this is something, it's a very selfless career when you're reading in this way, which is the majority of the people that want they want those kind of readings. So you have to kind of be comfortable with that and know if you can do these things. So anyways, much love, light, and blessings. Thank you so much for watching this video, and until the next video, guys, love you.